On the first day of our family's trip to Egypt to explore various places in Cairo, just before boarding a subway train, the door abruptly closed in my face, even giving me a slight bump. My entire family, along with our friends, was on the inside of the train, and I was left outside as the train departed. I made the decision to continue to our destination, although I had no prior knowledge of the city and couldn't communicate with the locals in Arabic. Through non-verbal signs, I managed to figure out my route, the necessary transfers, and which train would take me to my destination. Remarkably, I reached my destination without much difficulty. The issue arose when both my family and our friends, who were well acquainted with the city, disembarked at the subsequent station and were waiting for me. They had split up to search for me, both at the station I had remained and other locations, growing increasingly concerned. I found myself in a predicament since I had no cell phone data to contact them, and there was no way to reach them from my phone. My solution was to alight at the destination station, where, coincidentally, there was a blood donation drive taking place within the same subway station. A doctor and some nurses approached me. I explained that I would be willing to donate blood, but my family was actively searching for me and they were deeply worried. Despite my initial refusals, they persisted until eventually I proposed to the doctor that if he allowed me to send a WhatsApp message, I would gladly donate blood. That's how my family finally realized that I was already at the station, and they were relieved. They were so concerned that even my brother, who hadn't gone out with us that day because of his work, decided to go to the station to look for me. However, everything was eventually resolved. One amusing aspect of the situation is that upon the arrival of my family, the attending medical staff made a spectacle of it. This incident shed light on the unique and wonderful cultural practices of the region. Christ told the parables of the lost sheep and the lost drachma, which underscore God's love and desire to reclaim those who have strayed from Him, whether or not they recognize their sinful condition. In the parable of the lost sheep, Jesus likens God to a shepherd with 100 sheep. When one goes astray, the shepherd tirelessly searches until it is found. The parable highlights God's immense love for each wayward individual, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem. Those who have distanced themselves from God are as vulnerable as the lost sheep and need divine guidance and love to find their way back. God's intent is not to chastise or punish the lost sheep, but to bring them back into the fold with love and care. None who have gone astray are forsaken. Christ endeavors to rescue anyone who desires redemption. In the parable of the lost drachma, a woman loses one of her 10 drachmas. The woman lights a candle, sweeps her house, and diligently searches for the lost coin until it is found. There is also joy and celebration when the lost item is recovered. Some individuals may be lost in their transgressions and sins without recognizing it. God actively seeks them with love and compassion. Even those who are indifferent to God's requirements are recipients of His love and are sought to be reconciled with Him. The rejoicing in heaven is immense when a sinner repents and returns to God. There exists an infinite love and mercy of God toward all His children, regardless of how far they may have strayed. Hope always remains, along with a pathway back to God for those who seek it.